Good morning, welcome to the morning review on Tuesday the 20th of January. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. Okay, looking at the pound dollar first, and as you can see we sold off pretty much yesterday. Looking at this 4-hourly chart now, we've effectively put these lower highs in and a series of lower lows, and it is looking overall pretty weak, with downside sort of potential, and we've got the prior lows from a couple of weeks back as a possible target from that point of view. However, short term or intermediate term, we do have a daily pivot above us at 151.32. It is quite a distance above where we are at the moment. It is still around about 43 pips above us, so there is a chance it may never get hit, but if it does continue in this upward trend, I would be looking to hold any positions up to that sort of level. On the downside, if we do see a break, maybe a break of this very short-term trend line that we've got here, maybe looking for the lows to be tested once again. We already, from a daily point of view, we already have hit right down to the S2 area, which is suggesting it's quite weak at such an early point in the morning. Quite often it can also be the range for the day, so often we see the price contained within that level, but with yesterday it was quite consolidated for quite a long time, so the range of the pivots is not massively wide. The daily pivots, as you can see, it's all quite pinched up here, with the range being just this level here, whereas sort of a normal range is a bit more than that. In fact, I should just check on the average true ranges from a daily perspective. There, the average true range is 105 points at the moment, and if we come back and measure 105 points from top to bottom, well, okay, we've got plenty in there. It's the pivots are have got plenty of scope to hold the price levels today. Sometimes when they get so pinched, yeah, we're 130 points from bidder to post, so yep, just checking. When they get so pinched, they become a bit worthless, but at the moment there is the opportunity for it to run back. As I say, if it does roll over, I will be looking on that short side, maybe back to yesterday or this morning's Asian session lows, and maybe beyond. Right, okay, it's cable. This morning, no significant news out for cable. We've got the German info business climate out at what's that, 9 o'clock. Normally I thought it came out a bit later than that, but 9 o'clock it's got here. Okay, looking at the euro then, and the euro's also been in a bit of a drift from a daily perspective, but yesterday we've seen this bounce off the monthly S3 level. It's come back. It's weekly pivot yesterday. It's selling off or sold off a little bit from there. It's quite difficult now. I mean, it does look weak, but it's again, we're seeing this sort of a bit of a pinch on the pivots here between the R3 and the S3. It could be held up there. It's much, the move is much shallower than what we've seen on the pound dollar. It's just consolidated, and well, this already hit the daily pivot, so I've got no upside targets. Not my most favourite movement what I'm seeing here at the moment in terms of assessing which way next, because it's just it's a bit directionless, very sideward and very choppy. Maybe if we see a break of the lows, and maybe go with it, but I'd rather see the currencies all correlated if I'm doing this. I mean, it's so tight here, it's almost going to walk through this higher level and possibly push up. So I'd wait for a bit of momentum and make sure I'm on the side of momentum if I'm looking for the long side at the moment. But it did get particularly oversold on some time frames, and it may be that it's just going to have a little bit more of a bounce before running into Thursday. Okay, there was scope yesterday, or discussion yesterday, that some short sellers had started unwinding their positions, getting a bit nervous in these markets. but we'll see. Right, dollar yen, look at this from a bigger picture, has continued to weaken off, but more like the pound really in terms of some of the movement here. So pushing up back towards its monthly pivot. It's already hit that level, so it's not a particularly strong target, but if it does continue in this vein, we could see it moving up back towards that sort of level. We've got the 100 to 200 just above there, which it may just pull back into. At the moment, looking at a shorter time frame, I do have this downside target. It's a long way away and may just never, I mean, it's over 100 pips away, so it may just never look back towards that target. Maybe easier for it just to continue in its current direction. It looks like there was a minute bit of divergence here sitting into this these midi pivots. Again, yesterday we didn't get much of a range, and whilst still of a decent size, 250 pips, yeah, well and truly a decent size. These pivots are a bit more pinched today. If it does start selling off, I would look to look at the potential joining the short side and maybe running it back towards, try to run it back towards that pivot anyway. But as I say, it's quite a long way. It may never happen. Okay, and finally Aussie dollar, a bit more choppy, as you can see on the analyses. There's less direction, if there can be such a thing in these markets at the moment. They're just pretty weak in the way of direction. It had been putting in new highs. There is a sort of well, probably easier drawn on here. There's a sort of trend line that if we see this break of these highs here, well, it'd be I'd be looking for the continuation and a push upwards. At the moment it's quite tight on here. We'll look at shorter time frames, but I guess from a low perspective as well, if you probably now we can actually draw across somewhere across here, but a little bit less reliable when it hasn't had the multiple bounces so close together. There's quite a distance, but a break of this level, maybe we get a bit more of a sell-off, but it's very difficult. It may not have quite caught its daily pivot there. It air kissed it a bit earlier on, may have caught it, but very choppy, very difficult to look at the direction. It may have been a sell opportunity a short while ago here, maybe back down towards its S3 area, but again we got this pinch movement, and it looks even tighter on here. What's the total range here? 140. Okay, so there's enough range there, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did sell off strongly if it broke the lows, but at the moment just chopping alongside pretty sideways, pretty difficult to trade for me with lack of clear direction. Okay, that's it for me. Hope you have a great one.